Good evening. It's coming near dusk on the 24th, Thursday the 24th of April 2025. Real to education, not fake news. More news on the front of the woke crowd. The US, the highest court in the UK, the highest court in the United Kingdom, Supreme Court, on cases brought by women groups to protect women. And it was challenging the interpretation of the Equality Act, which gives women special protection. But what the wokes wanted was they wanted trans women, men who claim to be women, to be included as the definition of women. And you can see where this would have led to. Now, what the cowardly Parliament did was they just said women, but they didn't define women. So this ruling has defined women. And the definition of a woman is a biological woman. The sex of a human is dished out at birth. And this act means that cannot be changed. Now, if at some stage the Parliament wants to change it, they're going to have to work on it. What they wanted was the courts to do their dirty work. Well, the courts just said, that's what's in the Act, we're going by that. Now, we have a similar situation in Ireland during the referendums on marriage that happened in the last while. There was one on the status of women in the home and the referendum on marriage to make men women in marriage and all of this stuff. And it was shot down 70% by the Irish people. But in the lead up to that, Catherine Martin, the Green Minister, who was dumped out by the electorate in Dublin, Roderick O'Gorman, who was retained, unfortunately, the last Green MP or TD to be retained, and several other people, including Heather Humphreys, including all the Fine Gael, all the Fianna Fáil, all of them, Mary McAleese, all said the best thing was to pass the referendum, leave it open and let the courts decide. In other words, they were too cowardly to make the law and put it before the people, or to make the law and stand for election after it. So they can't have it both ways. If they make the law, they have to make it. They have to take responsibility for it. If they say a man is a woman because he has a sex certificate. Now, in Scotland, there's this concept of a sex certificate. You can go in if you're a man and say, actually, I'm a woman, and you get a certificate. After meeting somebody or other, I don't know, but they get this certificate. And they wanted to be able to go into women's toilets and come out with all their private parts hanging out in front of girls and women, showing off. It has already happened. They wanted to be in jail. They wanted to be treated as women, so they could be in jail with the women. And of course, pregnancies and everything were happening when that happened. But the most glaring thing was the combat sports, or the contact sports, where in the Olympics a big lump of a man, about 10 stone and 6 foot tall, beat a little boxing woman to pulp. And in other cases knocked their teeth out with all this. So what you get is a man, a big fella, bigger than me. Oh, he wants an Olympic medal, so he couldn't win it in a fit boxing a man, so he gets into the woman's ring and he takes advantage and he beats the woman to pulp, knocking her out. And that's supposed to be sport. And that's what President Macron allowed in France in the Olympic Games. So it's a big setback for them. My own view of it is, if these trans people, as they call themselves, and they can change back and forward any way they like, if they want that, have a special category. Let the trans go in and box away in the Olympics. Create a special category. And that'd be fair. All trans go into this trans ring. That'd be doing it right. Well, now, I'd say the days of that is numbered. And the next, isn't there Olympics coming up in America, and Trump has already banned that. It is grotesque. That fella should be charged with assault, and the Olympic Committee should be charged with facilitating an attack on another person and given stiff sentences and jail. So it's good news, great news. Comment underneath. I'm delighted with it. I don't care what anyone comments. The place for these transgenders have their own category, if that's what people want, and let them pay for it themselves. We'll see you back. Good luck, folks. Thank you very much.